All right, guys, here we have the Unitek Cooling Dock for the Steam Deck 6-in-1 multifunction cooler docking with HDMI and USB. So we can take a quick little glimpse of what it looks like on the back side here. But we're going to open this up, and across the back side of the box, it does give you all the features on here, which are pretty standard for the most part for docking stations. But the cooling aspect of this is what makes this unique. And worth mentioning, this opens from the bottom here. Flip it around, and then you can pull that flap back. So here we have our docking station within. Very good packaging inside of here. And this also comes with our Type-C cable on here, which I think is awesome because a lot of times your docking stations that you purchase on Amazon or anywhere online, for the most part, just come like this, and they don't offer exactly what this one offers, but they just have this here, and you have to use your own cable. So this one provides you with one. It's a braided cable, looks to be quite lengthy as well, so it looks high quality to me. Always good to have extras of these, especially for a Steam Deck. So we are going to go ahead and let's first take a look at the back side here. We've got our cooling fan right here across the back. We have some ports back here as well. So we have our DC 5 volt right here, PD 100, and then we have our HDMI, Ethernet, and across the front here, which I think is absolutely amazing, is the fact that we have two USB 3 ports here. And I'm surprised at how many Steam Deck docking stations do not have the ports available on the front. And on the back is fine, but when we're gaming and we're trying to connect external controllers via USB, or we're trying to bring in a USB flash drive, for example, to add some more ROMs to our Steam Deck, then having access to them on the front is great because you don't have to go ahead and turn this around with your Steam Deck, you know, sitting in there. It just makes it so much easier and more convenient to have access to these. And we also have a Type-C right there in the front as well. So I'm going to grab my Steam Deck. We're going to put this in place, and I'll show you guys exactly how this looks on here. All right, guys, I'm going to come in hot here with the Steam Deck. And notice I have this protective casing on here, which just adds a little bit more durability to it, but also gives me something to grip on here. But really cool thing is this docking station accommodates the extra thickness on here. And you can see a decent amount of thickness on here, which is good. I mean, it gives it that extra padding. But on a lot of docking stations that I've tested out, it does not accommodate the extra thickness here. And you can see down here where it does get tighter, but it still fits really nicely, and it's super safe and secure in here. It's not falling out or anything of that sort, so it's awesome to see that it accommodates different cases here for the Steam Deck without you having to remove those, which is what I actually had to do on a lot of the other Steam Deck docking stations. So I'm going to flip this around so you can see all the connections that I'm going to connect here. The first one's going to be the built-in cable here that goes right up here to the top of our Steam Deck, clicks right in place. Now, this first cable I'm going to connect is my Steam Deck's power supply cable. You can see this isn't the braided one that was included in here, and that's going to go into the DC port right here all the way on the left if we're looking at the back side here. Next, we're going to grab that braided cable that was supplied to us here with this docking station. We have that right here. That's going to go, I'm just going to rock this forward. It's going to go down here where it says PD 100W. That goes right in there like so. Now if we turn this around, you can see we already have lights lighting up here on the front. Love the fact that we have these up here. I know I said that before, but I'm going to say it again because it's so convenient now. If I wanted to use an external controller, if I want to use a USB receiver, I plug it in right there. If I want to use a wired controller, plug it in right there. If I want to jump into some Wii games on here and I want to use the Dolphin bar, I plug that in right in front. Just super convenient. So I'm going to go ahead and power on the Steam Deck here. But before I do that even, let's turn this back around. And you can see we do not have the fan running yet, and that's because over here on the left-hand side, there's a switch. So we're just going to hold that down. You'll see and hear it, but you'll see that the color changes on here, and I'll bring this in a little bit closer for you guys. You can see how that fan is running in there. You can even hear it as well. So definitely blowing away there. So I'm going to turn this around, and we'll power this on. And I'm not even going to bother actually connecting this to a TV today because it really doesn't matter for the sake of this video, but just the fact that we have access to everything here in the front. I'm probably going to just play along with it here on screen so I don't have to show you guys two screens, but certainly power this on and see how everything looks. All right, guys, you can see we booted up Batocera now on the Steam Deck here using this cooling docking station. Now, say I wanted to bring in an external controller like I have here from Power A. All I have to do is take my USB power cable, and you can do this the exact same way with wireless, USB receivers. Simply plug it into place just like that, and now I'm able to jump into games and use this without any issues whatsoever. It's just super convenient to have access to those USB ports right in front. I can do the exact same thing with a flash drive or a mouse if I want to, or a keyboard. Plug those in, and I'm good to go. Alright guys, definitely a big fan of what this docking station here with the cooling fan has to offer for the Steam Deck. It's awesome to be able to stay proactive and to keep your Steam Deck cool. When you're gaming, some of the more demanding games and game collections can definitely warm up the Steam Deck considerably. So this is a great way to stay ahead of that. And I love the fact that you can disable or enable the fan on here. So if I'm jumping into Batocera on my Steam Deck, for example, and I'm just moving in ROMs, I don't necessarily feel like I need to have that cooling fan running full blast because I'm not doing anything that's really taxing the system. It's not going to, start any overheating or anything like that. So I won't enable it for stuff like that. But when I jump into games, I'll enable it because I want to stay proactive. I want to make sure that everything's cool from the start. I don't want to get into a game, and an hour later I feel, hey, this is really getting hot. Now I'll enable it and try to play catch up. I like to be proactive, like to just have that going when I'm gaming. And I think that the performance is going to definitely, have an advantage there when everything is nice and cool. In addition to obviously the cooling aspect of this, it looks really cool. It's aesthetically pleasing, but I love the fact that the USB ports are located on the front of this docking station. I know it sounds nitpicky or very basic to be, blown away by that, but there's so many manufacturers out there that are putting all the ports on the back side of the docking station still, and it's inconvenient. I get it for the Ethernet, I get it for the HDMI, but for the USB ports, you want to have those in the front because it's just easy to be able to connect to them, without having to physically turn everything, all the way around, plug what you need plugged in, turn it back around, and then you're eventually going to have to turn it around again, make your changes. Especially if you're like me, I'm always moving games in and out. I use a flash drive, so it's plugging it in, taking it out, putting the mouse in, putting the keyboard in, taking those out, putting the controllers in. It's a lot, and after a while, it just becomes an annoyance. So with this, at least it's right there, easy to remove something, plug something else in, and you're good to go back to gaming, which is in the end what we really want to be spending our time on. So, huge fan of this. It's high quality, very reliable, and it's really at an affordable price point. So I'm going to put a link up here at the top of your screen, as well as in the description if you want some additional information on this awesome cooling docking station here for the Steam Deck. Click those links, get some additional information at the very least, but that is going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments section what you thought of this product. If you enjoyed the video today, please give me a thumbs up on the video here on YouTube. It's a huge help to me. And of course, hit subscribe to stay in the loop for all future videos right here on the Retro Gaming Guy YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.